Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a very different and very personal video that I've been planning on doing for a while, and I kind of put it off and I was like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to cry. And then I was like, yes, Emily, you don't know who else is out there who might need some relational things. Like, I can relate. I feel your pain. You're not alone. I want to kind of do that more than give advice, because I realized with watching other people's videos and growing up myself that often being told like what to do or what not to do is kind of like the opposite of what people need, especially when you're young and you're impressionable and you don't really know what's right or what's wrong. So I wanted to talk about 3 things that I'm going to group together, and basically my experience with these 3 things and how they've kind of related to one another. So as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about stress, anxiety, and depression. I want to be as open as I can with you guys, because I feel like when you watch someone and they're totally like guarded, or like there's certain things they don't like to discuss with you, it puts like some sort of like, I don't even want to say it, but it almost taints the relationship, the viewer video maker relationship, which doesn't make any sense, but to me it does. I recently was watching a video from someone that I don't watch anymore, but I was watching a video of them and they were talking about a topic that really upset me. Like, just upset me in general, that someone would feel like because they have all these subscribers that you're allowed to go out and say these things about things that you don't understand, really is what it was. I'm just gonna assume you can't hear that. There's literally like a car alarm going off. Pretend you don't hear it. Okay. Basically, what I wanted to say by saying that I watched someone else's video and it bothered me, was that saying your opinions is a very scary thing to do, especially on a platform like YouTube, because people can twist your words, people can take offense to it, and at the end of the day, everyone has different opinions or different experiences. And I think it's so awesome that we get to share our opinions, and I think it's so awesome that other people have different viewpoints than I do. But I also think it's really important that we don't put each other down for what they think or what they've been through. I watch a lot of videos of people, and I see that vlogging and all this stuff is very stressful for people, that they'll cry in videos, and then I see people in the comments being like, why are you crying? Like, your life is so easy, and da 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 da. So I just wanted to sort of say, before I go deeper into this, like, basically the gist of it is you never know what someone's story is. You never know like what someone else is going through. A vlog, you know, even this video right now, you're only seeing a little portion of my life, a little portion of my day, and the little bit that I want to share with you guys. Take this with a grain of salt. This is just my opinion, my experience with these things, because I know these are serious topics, and oftentimes when people make these videos, there's a lot of like negative attention that surrounds it, and I don't want that. I don't want someone being like, oh, poor you, I feel bad for you that you've gone through that. No, that's not what I want from this. What I want is for you guys to learn from my mistakes and not do the things that I do. Basically, I have had probably, and I don't want to cry in this video, I refuse. I'm a very emotional person. I will cry on command. I've had a very rough like 6 months or so. I would say even longer than that. Ever since I finished my first year of university, I started working a new job, and I was working full-time, and I think I kind of got worn out, to be honest with you guys. And I know people are so hard on, you know, kids my age, because we're supposed to have like energy, and this is supposed to be the time of your life and all this, and while it is nice and I do enjoy it, I'm also tired, like very, very tired. And you might have 10,000 more things than I do to deal with, but I am my own person, and with what I'm dealing with, I was worn out. Doing 2 full semesters of university and then working full-time, sometimes 6 days a week, I was just wiped. So by the time that I started my next semester of university, which was in September, and that's my 2nd year, which I'm just about done now, I was exhausted. And I didn't realize it like physically, because it wasn't physical. It was definitely 100% emotional, and just in my head I just felt tired. So I also transferred to a new school, and that was huge for me. The commute to my old school was about 15 minutes. Now I had to public transit, and it took around an hour. That was a huge transition for me, and by about October I was like completely worn out. And I've always been such a stress stressful person. Like I feel stressed very easily. I'm not very good at dealing with my stress. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I wish I could be like, this is what you should do to deal with your stress. But I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. If you have tips for me, please load them on me. I need them all. But basically, I was so stressed. And I have not felt that much stress ever. I have had anxiety. I think everyone has a little bit of anxiety about certain things, whether it even just be public speaking. That's anxiety. For me, mine was all about grades. I was so anxious about not doing well in my classes that it was actually affecting me in a negative way. As you get more anxious and more stressed out, you know, having panic attacks is not the most pleasant thing, I'll be completely honest, and it is awful, and I wouldn't wish it on anyone because you feel just completely helpless. I had one over Canadian Thanksgiving, and it was so bad, and I just felt, yeah, like I said, helpless. I got past my midterms in October, and I kind of felt better. For a little while, I think I felt better for about 2 weeks or so. And then it got worse again, and I just was so anxious. And even a couple nights ago, you guys, I had a little bit of like a kind of panic attack. There's things that happen. I mean, a lot of the time for me, I just have so many thoughts going through my head. And then I feel like I can't breathe, and I feel like there's so much that's like a weight just like sitting on my chest. And I had to talk to my dad, and if you didn't know, my dad is a therapist. And so I talked to him and I said, like, you know, this is what I'm feeling. I know I'm having panic attacks and I need help. I need to know like what I can do. Breathing is the biggest thing in meditation, and so I was trying yoga and I was trying all this stuff. Yoga, not for me, but the breathing really, really helped me. So that's something that I really, really recommend. And then this, just to top it all off, I kept getting like awful marks in my classes, and I wasn't used to it, okay? I think it all started when I got a midterm back and I got 63 on it, and I thought the world was gonna end. Like, I straight up, student life, I thought that, you know, like, there goes everything I ever wanted, you know, my career that I want. All these marks count, and that mark hurt. Not even just like my grade point average, which obviously hurt, but it hurt me. And for the first time in my whole entire life, and I've always been an extremely happy person. One second, I have to not get emotional. It's hard for me to talk about because I'd never been like that. And it was like the complete opposite of who I'd always been. And that was the first time I felt depressed. Like, I actually felt like, what's the point? And it was so dumb. Like, an exam did that to me. Yikes. I feel like I'm totally a hot mess. But the gist of it is, it was just like really, I guess the fact alone that I like figured out like that was what was going on in my head was like, it's almost snapped me out of it to the point where I was like, oh my god, no, like I won't go there. You know, I see the damage that depression can do to people. There was a boy in my high school who committed suicide, and I see the effects of depression on people, and I don't want to let myself slip into that. No, people are born with it, it's genetic, and I completely believe that, but I also wanted to have control over that. I personally have never been that good with dealing with these bad, unfortunate things that have happened in my life, and therefore I had this 2 or 3 week long just so unhappy. So unhappy. I remember like coming home one night and literally crying for like 3 hours, and what was the point? I mean, I didn't even know why I was crying. Like, I like burst a bunch of capillaries under my eyes, and so I had like red dots under my eyes and on my eyelids, and I just felt really helpless. I think that's the biggest word I'm going to use in this video, like helpless, because it feels like you have no control over what's going on in your life. And for me, what I had to do in order to kind of step out of it was I had to realize that there's so much in my life that I do have control over. Might feel like I don't have control over it, but I really do. I have control over how much effort I put into something. I might not have control over what the outcome is, what grade I get, but I do have control over, you know, how much effort I put in. Therefore, how happy I can be no matter what mark I get. If there's something or someone that's in your life, or that was in my life, that, you know, was creating toxic toxicness, just toxic thoughts and feelings, then get rid of them. Like, you don't need that in your life. Like, things that are a source of stress, you know, at this point in my life, I have the ability where I can get rid of them. You know, one day when I have a career and I'm working with someone who I don't really like, you know, I might not have the option to just leave. But for now, I do. What I learned through that experience, and I'm still learning, I still have like darker days where I just feel very negative. My dad even said this to me: what you need right now is not to be alone. Even though that's what you want, that's not what you need. What you need is to be around other people. And it totally was true. My parents are very, they've never been parental kind of parents. They've been more friends to me. And in that moment, that's what I needed. I'm not going to say to you guys that it's gone forever and I'm never going to do it again. I'm sure something crappy is going to happen later on in my life and I'm going to be like, well, here we are again. But I've gone through it once and I know now what I need to do to fix it. Especially for my anxiety, like a lot of what I do is deep breathing and just peaceful thoughts. For me, I really struggle with seeing positive in anything. So what I do instead of thinking positive thoughts is I count, and it really does calm me down. So I don't know if any of you guys have anxiety and deal with panic attacks, but for me, definitely the counting really helps, and just closing my eyes and trying to relax and just calm myself down. When I first had panic attacks, I could not deal with them by myself. Like, I had to have someone calm me down. But now I'm much better. I never thought that I would be that person making a video on YouTube about having panic attacks and maybe dealing with a little bit of depression and really struggling to deal with my stress. But like I said from the very beginning, and what I've always said to you guys, is I want to be as honest as possible with you as I can. The experiences that I go through, I will share with you, just if there's even the slightest chance that some of you could learn from it. And that's what I really want. It's such a, like, private topic, and I feel like I don't want that. I don't want these things to be, like, so embarrassing. Like, I was embarrassed when I first felt, like, so upset and just unhappy. I was embarrassed, and I never thought I would talk about having anxiety. I know so many people deal with it too, and that's the biggest thing. I want it to be able to show you guys that you're not alone at all. Another thing was I didn't have any motivation to do anything anymore at that point, so I didn't really want to do YouTube. I didn't really want to see people, so I was really encouraged by my family to continue with YouTube and continue doing it, because at the end of the day, I do love it. And at the end of the day, it does make me happy, and it is my creative outlet, and I need it. So yeah, as much as you guys enjoy my videos, I need them in order to stay sane. I also wanted to kind of tell this whole story because a lot of you guys comment on my videos saying that you come to watch me because you enjoy my bubbly personality and you enjoy how happy I always seem and all this. And like I said at the beginning of the video, you know, you're only seeing a tiny bit of my day. Yes, generally I am a pretty peppy, bubbly, outgoing person, but there are days when I'm like I don't talk, and I'm quiet, and I'm shy, and then there are situations when I'm like that too. I don't want to pretend like I'm always fine and happy, because that's just not even realistic. That is my story. I hope you all enjoyed. I know this video was long, and maybe you didn't even get to the very end, which that's okay, but the gist of it is that I went through something, and I'm recovering, and I'm feeling a lot better, and I feel like there are things in life that are worth living for. And I think that's the biggest thing. There are things that I don't want to miss out on. Whether that be one day being a mom, which is something that I have always dreamed of, or even just finishing university, getting my degree, all these things. I don't want to miss anything at all. So that's everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave your experiences, if you want, down below, and your thoughts and feelings, and I will see you all very soon. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye.